Oh, too close. Hey, VC, what's up? So, tonight's episode, video, whatever you want to call it, I've tried to make a couple times, and it's a little rough, and there's a reason behind it. So, a few weeks back, I'm shaking the table. A few weeks back, I had answered a Craigslist ad, and that went well. This is one of the first ones I've ever done for vinyl. So, I was talking with that gentleman. His name is Paul. And he's like, "Oh, by the way, my neighbor has a bunch of records he's probably gonna be selling." I'm like, "Cool, put me in touch when he's ready." And I could have swore he said that his father had passed. And I'd never like to hear that. Well, a couple weeks back, I get a text, "Hey, I got some new stuff," and my neighbor Patrick, he's ready to go. Okay, so I go out there and I actually go to Patrick's house first, who's Paul's neighbor, and it wasn't Patrick's father that had passed, but it was actually his partner of almost 30 years. His name was John. And in fact, this June it would be 30 years. John fell ill, went to the hospital, and never came home. So, went in to meet Patrick and look at the records, and at this point I was like, wow, with the information that was given, it was kind of overwhelming. But Patrick and I talked, and we talked about John, we talked about their life, we talked about their interests. The records they weren't going anywhere. So we had a good, almost hour-long conversation about their life. And he kept saying, "Look, I'm sorry, I knew you won't get the records." And I'm like, "No, this is what I'm here for. I was meant to be here to listen to you." So we talked. I did do some digging. He's got more. I'm going to go back. But we made a connection, and I'm happy to say I made a friend. So what I'm showing you is from pieces of John's collection. And what I'm going to do to honor John is, once I get him cleaned up and bagged and things like that, I'm going to put a little note in the sleeves that say that this is from John's collection, and I have his information and when I bought them and everything like that. I'm going to leave them pretty much as is. After looking through this curated collection, John was very passionate about music. It was a big portion of who he was. So it's only fitting to honor him in that way. So some 7 inches, some LPs, so we'll go through them. I'm going to try to do it quick because I'm already almost 3.5 minutes in and I haven't shown anything. This one I had to get when I saw it. I actually got in trouble as a kid sneaking in to listen to this one. So this brought back some very fond memories. Same picture sleeve and everything. This one's Duran Duran's A View to a Kill. Fantastic cut from them for the James Bond film. Love and Rockets, So Alive. Just a very stylish track from the 90s. Really enjoyed that one. And this one, I'm sorry to rickroll all of you, but now we can sing along as well with the instrumental, so I was happy to pick that one up. And then this one, a classic from, and I know that's not the right company sleeve, wow, but Boogie Oogie Oogie from A Taste of Honey. So these are the LPs. This was I actually showed this one for Bobby Gass's contest. This is the American Woman by Guess Who. Great album. I think it was Jeff just picked that one up, and he's right. The first side is nothing but greatest hits. So Doors Absolutely Live, fantastic live set from the Doors. Really shows off them together, and if you're a Doors fan, I think it's a key part of the collection. If you're not a Doors fan, then you probably don't care. Cody of Abbey Road. This one is Apple Core, which I didn't have. I had a Capital, not an Apple Core, so glad I picked that up. Played clean, so I'm very happy to have that one. And my goal is to try to get, you know, all the ones that are available on Apple from the Beatles. This one's also on Apple, but this one I haven't spun. It's got some issues with the cover, but again, I'm going to pretty much leave it as is. And one of the things that he would do is he would put these stickers on there saying when he bought them, which I thought was very interesting. As you can see, it's got an original stamp. The posters and all seem to be here and intact, but the cover has seen way better days, but the vinyl looks decent. So I'm going to try to, I guess, repair it the best I can. I may just leave it as is and just bag it and, you know, so on and so forth. This one was actually in the shrink, and I'm happy to say that I finally got some Bob Dylan as I cover up the glare, because it's, you know, really annoying. So surprisingly, I didn't have any Bob Dylan in my collection, and I was honored to pick that one up. I am an Elton John fan, so don't shoot me on the piano player. I believe this one has it has Daniel, fantastic. So I will enjoy that one. Another one of the many Guess Who that was in that collection that I'm probably gonna go back and get some more for. This one was Share the Land. So sorry if I'm seeming like I'm rushing through this, but I actually tried to do this before a couple times, and the first time I broke down because it was still very fresh in my conversation with Patrick. So some CCR obviously has the wonderful hit Susie Q, as also as I Put a Spell on You. So yeah, I'm always happy to add some CCR to the mix. And then these three, had he only had one, maybe two, I probably would have just let him go and let him sit. But because he had all three, and it's been highly talked about in the VC, I felt the need to do it. So we have Michael Nesmith. This one is the Magnetic South, or the blue. Again, Michael Nesmith, the Nevada Fighter, the white. And if you've been playing along with Home Game, we'll salute Michael Nesmith, the red. So that was my haul from Patrick with John's collection. And it really got me thinking, you know, sometimes we're not really 100% certain what the deal is that's brought these records to our possession. Every record's taken a journey to end up with us, and a lot of us here in the VC, it's probably where it's going to stop, at least for a good long time. What sat really poorly with me was that Patrick dealt with a lot of dealers. I mean, there was 600-700 records there, and that wasn't including the 7 inches. I looked through the LPs, and there's some more I want to get, but for the most part on my first pull, I kind of identified what I wanted, and that's okay. You know, I don't feel the obligation to buy them all just because of John's memory. But someone, you know, for example, came in and offered him $40 for the lot. And I think that, kind of thinking back last year, Billy Hurst had a really big haul. And it was from a woman whose brother had passed, and he had a huge collection, and him and a friend had picked it, you know, for what they wanted. But I think sometimes too it's about knowing that these are going to go to a good home, and he could have probably charged me more We talked a little bit about price, and we came to an agreement, and that was that. But the sense that they were going to a good home, I made a friend in Patrick. Patrick used to decorate cakes as a living, big grand scheme. He's actually offered to help my wife make our son's cake for his 5th birthday party in a few weeks, because he wants a big Jurassic Park party. That's a connection I'll never forget. We've texted, I've checked up on him, make sure he's okay, and it has nothing to do with the records or a deal. It's just about being a decent human being. And I think that sometimes, not here, but just in the general vinyl collecting, sometimes it's a commodity. And it's right, it is. But a lot of these have a story and a trail and a path that's well beyond that. I think we get it. But I think sometimes it's worth it to let others know. This took a journey to get to you. Enjoy it. And be thankful. I feel like I'm rambling on for an ending, which I don't really have, other than hopefully everybody's well. And take care of yourselves. It's too short.